Hi friends, thanks for joining me tonight. Tonight we're going to do fat quarter masks again, but this time they're going to be for children. These are going to be 8.5, right? 8.5 by 7, which are bigger than the child sizes that are mostly online, but it's okay. You'll just get more coverage on the face. If you need them to be smaller, just cut them down. You know, to measure the fit for where you want them, you want to measure from the bridge of your nose down to just under your chin. We'll do this for the kids. Bridge, and then just under the chin for the height, and then you just want to double that, and then where you want it on the sides. You don't need to double that. So the reason it needs to be doubled is because we're going to pleat it, remember? So we'll do, it's going to be very fast. All right, so I have already cut all of these pieces. I found some fat quarters at Walmart the other day when I went to go get pet food. And so I got a couple solids. I got this cute Shopkins, which I'm super excited about, especially since I'm getting ready to do kids. And then I found this adorable print. And I have t-shirt strips. They're not really t-shirts. These are actually from pajama pants, but it's the same material. These are 10-inch by, I was going to guess, but I can actually tell you. They're not cut nice or anything. They're about 1.5 inches wide. So you can even go an inch. But you're just going to take them and you're going to do this, and then they turn into ties. Woo! And then the seam part, I don't cut off. I've been leaving it in there and using that as the part to sew on. Kind of makes it a little bit sturdier. So 4 pieces, and these are 10 inches long. Okay, so now to do this is the fun part. So I'm just basically going to show you guys how to do this, and then we're going to move over to the machine and I'll show you how to sew it all together. Okay, so I can tell that this one is a little wonky, so we're just going to fold it to the selvages right here. Maybe it isn't. Yeah, it is wonky. Okay, so you can see how that does that. We're just going to cut that really quick. I'm going to not be able to do it in that direction. Probably should have cut along all the fringe, huh? Well, it doesn't matter. It's all, well, no, let's do that. That will make it much easier, to be honest, because that's all stuff that I'm going to have to trim off later. All right. Remember to wash your fabric first, wash and dry it. And that will cause a lot of fraying and stuff like that, but that's just a trade-off. You just have to get over that and cut your frays. Okay, so we have it lengthwise. When we did it for the adults, we did it like this, and then like this. So for the kids, and we'll get more for the kids, we'll get 3 out of this instead of just 2 like the adults. Okay, so what we're going to do from here is we're going to fold it up to where it looks like a rectangle, not a square. Okay, and then we're going to fold it one more time to try to match this top part with the bottom of that frayed part. Okay, and you'll see inside that it's wonky, so that means that we need to readjust. So we need to bring excuse me, this one down just a tiny bit, just a hair. And then try it again. Oh gosh, my cutting is not that, oh, I guess it's not that bad. Okay, so then it should lie like this. Okay, and then we're going to cut along this top one, and then whenever they're both cut, we'll cut those, and then we'll have everything done. So you can use, you know, traditional cutting methods, but this is just fast and easy. And we got the design that we've been working on, me and my husband, from the Deaconess website whenever the CDC first was giving out information saying that we can make masks. And so I found it on that, and then we just made them bigger because those are really kind of the sizes for women, and men need them too. And so we bumped it up just a little bit bigger, but then I found that I like the full coverage. So I've been making all my masks a little bit bigger. Okay, so there we go. We have a front and a back, front and a back, front and a back. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pair this up with this bright orange color. So what we want to do, once we have it like this, we're going to do them face to face. And you can see that they're a little bit off. It'd be better if they were this size, but because I had to cut all that off, and not everybody who cuts fat quarters cuts them the same, unfortunately. So we're just going to do this, and we're going to cut this piece and cut this piece until they are the same size. So it will be more like a square for this one, unfortunately, but you get the idea. The rectangle size is better, but this will still do the job. Now, if you're making these for hospital, you probably want to be a lot more precise, put a lot more care into these, but these are just for my family members and made with love, but made to be made fast and imperfections to be overlooked. Okay, so we'll have these two lined up. We're going to sew into 3, make a little pouch, turn it inside out. We're going to tuck the other side in, sew it closed. Oh, you know what? I can actually show you what it's going to look like. So it'll look like this. It'll just look like a little placemat, or like a little Barbie blanket is what. I made a bunch of them, and the ones that I don't get to use, which I haven't been able to keep any of them, but the ones that I don't use, if I ever have any that I don't use, will become Barbie blankets. But they'll come out like this. So this is about, yeah, that's about the same size that these are going to be. So super easy. So once we get it all enclosed, and then we're going to pleat it, and then we're going to put the ties on. Again, making a night video. I don't know why I let myself do this. Alright, I'll see you guys over at the sewing machine. Before I move over to the sewing machine, I wanted to show you my helper tonight. Usually you guys see Lucky, but this is Bruiser. And Bruiser is, something's wrong with my tripod. It's not letting me push it up any higher than this, but Bruiser is probably, I think, like 7 or 8 years old, and he's absolutely massive. I wish you could see it better. Or, let's see. Oh, hope that wasn't too hard on you. Yeah, he's a big, gigantic cat. But listen to that purr. Well, if you can hear it over the cars. Hey, baby. I think he knows we're talking about him. Never mind on the purr. See you guys in a second. He won't move. I've prodded and poked and nudged, and him just won't budge. What should I do? I think I'm just gonna have to wait this guy out. Thanks for dealing with my silliness. Okay guys, so we're just gonna go with a regular stitch. I'm not that good of a manual reader, so I don't really know the difference between what this one and this one is called. But on my Brother SE425, this one just moves my needle into the middle. These two keep them over to the left. So I'm moving mine into the middle, and I'm going to be running my fabric to follow along the edge of my foot, okay? And we're just gonna sew it, like I said, into a pocket. So, and you want your fabric face to face with this orange. I can't really tell which side is the right side, but that's all right. Okay. We're going to go ahead and start on this edge that's kind of wonky, so we can just sew it off. Not even think about it after this. Ah, that's not what I meant to do either. That kind of got wonky. Oops. Oops. Oh no, I didn't want that. I want to lift it. And then turn it, and then you can lift your needle and kind of move it around, get it recentered to where that can be on the edge again. Okay, and I'm just going to line these up. This is going to go a little bit over because I have it cut a little bit funny. I don't know if you could tell that little bump there, which isn't on the bottom part. So actually, I'm not even going to put you guys through that. We're just going to sew it on this side so that we can see where the orange is. So it looks like the orange piece is cut a little bit better than I did the llama piece. Okay. And then on here, on the bottom, it looks like it follows it pretty closely. So I'm not going to worry too much about flipping it. I'm not going to flip it. I don't know what I was trying to say by saying I'm not going to worry about it. Oh, okay, we're done. We're done with the inside. See, that's so fast. I didn't even notice we were almost done. Okay, so we have our little pouch. And now you can also sew the filter in, or, you know, make a little hole for filters and stuff like that. I was really beating myself up making a bunch of them with filters, and people I was sending them to weren't really people who were getting filters or had filters, so it's kind of an extra step for me that I cut out. But it is possible, you can do it, just use your imagination. In fact, the ones that I did in the very beginning of all this, the hand sew one and the scan and cut one, those are those, and I think I did another one as well, but those all have the other way of doing it. Hold on. Okay, so we got it like tucked inside of itself. I forgot that you guys aren't seeing through my eyes, you're actually seeing through the video. Like I said, I shouldn't be doing these at night, but it seems like that's the only time I have time to do stuff lately. Everybody else has all this extra time because they're laid off. Not everybody, that's kind of ignorant to say, but a lot of people, you know, and my life hasn't changed at all. I still have all the same exact responsibilities I had before, and in fact more now because, you know, making masks and stuff. This is a little bit off. I have to take it and fix it. And I know you probably couldn't tell that it was off. It's something, you know, you kind of have to feel as you're sewing, and you can see it. Okay, I like to get it started. And I feel like I just stretched it too much. Okay, be a better seamstress than me, but basically you just want these two closed in and then sewn together so that you have your first edge. Okay, same thing with this outer edge. This isn't a necessary step, but it does make it more finished. And flattens down your edges a little. So now you have your basic template for the mask. All right, so from here, with the big people ones, we use 2 fingers, and it looks like it'll kind of do the same with this. You're going for the same effect. You want to be able to have it pleated down there, so just, use your fingers, and you want the folds to lay just next to each other. Not underneath each other. That's going to be really hard on your machine. That's going to cause your feed dogs to have problems, and you're going to break needles and all kinds of stuff. So make sure that they're next to each other. And you only need 2 pleats. I've seen lots of pleats, and I think the ones that I made in the beginning had lots of pleats, but you really only need 2. Okay. And if you can hear my son in there yelling at his friends, I apologize. And if you can't hear him, you're lucky. Okay. That second stitch up is unnecessary. It's just how I trained. Both my grandmas were amazing seamstresses, and my grandma taught me how to sew by hand. My grandma on my mom's side, I didn't get to spend much time with my grandma on my dad's side, but she was an amazing seamstress. I have a lot of the things that she made for me whenever I was growing up. But nobody really taught me how to do it on a machine. And the first machine I got, I couldn't understand a bobbin. So I ended up giving that machine away. I don't even know who has it. It just went away because I didn't get it. But after that, everything I've tried to teach myself, and I don't even know why I got into the point of why I was telling you guys all of that. Just that it's easy. I've been trained this way. I trained myself to do it this way, I think is how I started that conversation. You guys didn't need to know all that. But that's just, you don't have to do that. That was an unnecessary step and an unnecessary explanation. All right, so there we go. We have our base face mask. So what I've been doing is I've been sewing the rectangles and making a pile, and then turning them into pleated and making a pile of pleated, and then going back and doing the straps. So that's just kind of a, what do you call it? I don't even know what I'm trying to say. Factory, kind of like a factory way of doing it. Okay, so on the top part, I need to trim all that stuff, but on the top, you want to put your strap at an angle and sew, and then on the bottom you want it to be straight, okay, because it's going to go around the neck straight, but these ones are going to go up around the face. I hope that makes sense. Don't know where my little tiny scissors are. So if you can figure this part out, the video is pretty much done. Sorry that it was so blurry. The video is pretty much done. I'm just going to attach these. So you can, jump ahead if you want, or go check out some other videos if you'd like, if you don't want to sit through this. But basically the video is done. We're just going to take these in the corner, and we're going to change it to a zigzag stitch. And we're going to let it get it in there nice and good. We're going to go back over it. And if you really care you're going to want to get a thread on your bobbin that matches this better, that makes the front look better, because you're going to be sewing it upside down. But you know, I don't think it's that noticeable, and honestly I don't think the kids will either. So okay, so those two at an angle, and I'm going to put the rest of this in fast forward, so I'll see you guys when it's done. Okay guys, it's all done. I don't have a little kid to test it on or show it to you on, but whenever it goes on their face, it'll do that. So go up onto the sides and then go up over the nose, down under the chin, and be sideways like that. So I love this print. I wish that I could have found more of it, and I hope that they restock it. I found it at Walmart. If you find more, be a lucky hoarder or message me and send it to me. I'll pay you. Okay, talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.